Hiya, my name's Becca. I'm the owner and director of the Snap booth. We are a photo booth company, luxury photo booth company based in Cambridgeshire. So I'll start. Basically, we have two types of photo booths. We have our Snap Lite, which is basically our small booth. It's aimed for sort of people who maybe perhaps on a slightly lower budget, but it's brilliant, and it's just an amazing bit of kit. Basically, that particular booth, it does all of the photos. So it does basically it takes the photos. You have a go on the booth, and then you go to the back of the booth, and you can actually share all of the pictures, and also boomerang videos, which is quite a nice little funky feature. You can share them straight to your mobile phone or email. This particular booth does not do prints, so sometimes that can be kind of a make or break for people. However, the fact that it's a digital only, it's kind of eco-friendly in that sense, because it doesn't do the print, and some people just kind of, in this day and age, can be really eco-conscious and eco-friendly, and that's kind of like quite a nice feature. It's good for small parties, I'd say, and intimate weddings, but it's completely down to the person. The other style of booth we have, our most popular, even to this date, is our Snap Deluxe booth. This booth has lots of other features as well, so it does see the physical print and digital print as well as that, within our Wedding Deluxe package, which is what most our couples tend to opt for, they have the luxury leather guest book. So basically then couples can have, or the guest and the couple can have their picture taken. It goes into the album, and the booth attendant places it in there for them, and then the guest can write a lovely little message next to their print. It's just so sweet. It's just really nice. And then the couple get to take that home at the end of the night in a presentational box, all wrapped in foil by the booth attendant, and just sort of ready to go for them to take away. And then they can go back and look at that after being really happily married for a few days, and they can just reminisce. It's just really sweet. It's just as well as, because a lot of couples tend to have a guest book where just basically where the guests sign in it, and that's fine, but this little guest book is lovely because it's just a little extra as part of the booth experience, so it's just a really lovely feature. So the difference between the booths is basically the Snap Lite is a smaller booth, does all of the digital prints and the and the boomerangs as well, whilst also the Deluxe booth does the prints and does all of the extra features as well. It's worth having a look on the website because there's a bit more info on there. They do also differ in hours, so the Snap Lite is 3 hours, whilst the Deluxe one is 4. So you kind of, because of the fact that it does the prints, you get a bit longer, and it's kind of a bit more of an experience for you and the guests. So the prices and the packages for those are on the website. It's just having a look because there is a bit more detail on there. I'm just kind of giving you a brief summary of what they both cover. But the Snap Lite, basically the digital only booth, whilst the Snap Deluxe, which is our most popular for weddings, is the one that's the most popular, and that does the digital files and the prints. So some of the other features as well is that we do have about 10 to, I think maybe even 15 to 20 backdrops. We've got lots of different styles, so we've got like a nice intimate kind of barn, like relaxed barn style backdrop, and they just basically, they're attention fabric, and they just go over a frame, and it's all part of the setup when we set the booth up. We've also got a very popular foliage backdrop, and that's kind of been a real trend at the moment in weddings and events. So lots of people really like going for things which are like floral and 3D. So floral backdrops and foliage backdrops are a real trend, so I'd suggest having a look at that. There's a lot of pictures of our foliage backdrop on our social media, or if you did want to send us a message, we can always show you some more pictures of that. We also have a collection of props, so if, for example, you have a themed wedding, we have lots of different style of props to suit your theme, or if you just like some simple props, that's fine. So it's completely down to the person as to what they'd like to have. We can try and cater it around your event. We've had requests for safari props if people have a safari theme, so that's kind of like an idea to do. That's something worth looking into, I guess, if you're into that. So yeah, we always have lots of props, so you don't need to worry, and we make sure we sort of clean them, maintain them as well, and we're always refreshing our props. So sometimes if we feel something's a bit dated, we might replace it with something else which is a bit more funky. So yeah, lots of props there for you. Part of the booth packages as well, for both of the booth packages and both of the booths that we have, we do personalised photo cards. So basically that's just where you'll send kind of like your ideas to me, and I design them for you via Photoshop, and it could be like the font, the colours, you could have like florals, completely down to you. A lot of requests recently have been from couples asking if we can tailor it around their save the dates or invitations, which has been quite a popular one at the moment. So that is something we can try and cater for, providing that we have kind of like the images, the files and the fonts that match or closely match to your invitation. So that's also something we can try and do for you. You're probably wondering, what is the actual booking process? So the booking process with us is actually quite easy, I'd say, and transparent, but maybe I'm a bit biased because we've obviously implemented it. The booking process, we find a lot of booth companies don't always have an online live booking website. However, we do. So if you go onto our website, there is a book online option, and basically you can go on there, select your date, providing it's available, and then select the start time you like us to start. This can be changed nearer the time if need be, but it's just kind of like a rough estimate. And then you basically go on, you start the booking process, you put in all your details, and the website will ask for a £200 non-refundable deposit. And once that's been done, then we will get an email, you will get an email as well to confirm that. We then send you all of the relevant documentation to complete the booking, so that will consist of the contract, the T&Cs, the backdrop selection form, and also the initial photo card design form, so where you just kind of give us some brief ideas as to what you'd like for your photo card, and we kind of create your vision and bring it to life. That system, the system we use for all of our documents and the online contracts and everything, is called DocuSign. So if you ever do book us and you see the documents, it will always be via DocuSign. You get to keep a copy of that contract, and we also do as well. So safe to say both parties get something, and it's all sort of digital, and it's got a digital signature. It's all really, really good. It's kind of, compared to a lot of companies, some people still go by paper contracts. We find that DocuSign tends to be a bit better, just because of the fact that it's more transparent and easy to use as well. So that's the kind of booking process, and that's really, really good because it's all quick and easy to use. We find that a lot of people ask, oh, but how do I pay my remaining balance? So we do cover two options for this. So you can either pay the remaining balance any time from now until at least 1 month before the wedding. As long as we have full payment by 1 month before the wedding, that's fine. And then also the other option is we do a payment plan as well, and that's really nice because it's really flexible. People can kind of cover the payments over a long period of time, and you know that works nicely. So that's something we can work with you as well. And then also you're probably thinking, so what's going on now, like with COVID-19? What if I've got a wedding booked for the autumn and COVID-19 is still around? We have all of the information about that on our website, so you do not need to worry. We are just following government guidelines, just like most of the rest of the country. So we've just got to monitor that carefully. And yeah, so I think it's hard to try and imagine what our booths look like, but basically they've got a real vintage feel. They're made out of solid oak from a master craftsman based in Yorkshire, so they're really, really good quality. You'll just have to have a look on our website, won't you, and check it out. And check us out on social media as well. I think it's worth having a real look at the booths. They look perfect within any venue setting, and they look like a piece of furniture, really vintage. They are a luxury photo booth, probably one of the best photo booths on the market, I'd say. So I'm not just saying that. I am probably slightly biased, but they are lovely. They're beautiful, and we get so many compliments about them, and the whole booth experience is just really, really lovely. And the whole idea is we want to bring such a personalised experience to you and your guests. So that's always been our aim, and that's always what we want to bring to people. Anyway, so sort of top tips, I guess. One thing we sometimes get is, I'm not sure if I want a backdrop, but I'm not sure what to use as my backdrop. So sometimes we suggest, if you've got a really lovely venue with a beautiful feature wall, like a natural brick wall, or like in a barn, or if you've got like a funky wallpaper in a venue, then that can actually work as a backdrop. That would be, really, really nice. So it's completely down to the person and their preference, but utilise that space that you've got. Utilise the wall or anything that you have to work with your venue. Some people say, but I've hired a flower wall. That's fine. We can put the booth in front of that, and then you can have your photos in front of the flower wall. That would look really, really lovely. One thing we will say as well is that a lot of booth companies don't always have contracts or T&C, so make sure that, I'm not saying this to book us, but just as a general kind of a piece of advice, make sure you really look around, make sure that the company that you do wish to book for your photo booth have a solid contract, something that is in writing, something that you will get to keep as well as the photo booth company. So make sure that they do provide that to you. One other thing as well, we always ask that if you do plan to book us, or you're thinking about booking us and you have booked a venue, that you do check the height requirements as well, in terms of, because we've got an 8-foot by 8-foot backdrop, so that's something you really need to check out with the venue just to ensure it does fit. Some period kind of venues do have low ceiling heights, so that's something just to bear in mind if you do plan to book us. All of this information actually is on our website, so if you go to our F&Qs page, it does detail everything on there that you need to know, and it's also got our public liability insurance and contract on there, so everything is all on the website. It's all very transparent, it's all really, really easy to kind of look at, so I'd recommend having a look on there. And if you do have any questions at all, or just want to have a chat, we're really, really friendly. So like I said, my name's Becca, you can just approach me, or my partner Alex also helps me with the business, so we're very, very happy to speak to people. All our contact details I think are on the video that I'm doing for this, so feel free to get in touch. The number is for calling us is 07587 188 712. Alternatively, you can email, so our email is hello@snap-booth.co.uk, and the website is www.snap-booth.co.uk. Feel free to follow us on social media as well. We're always happy to have a little DM chat on our Instagram and Facebook and things. But yeah, if you've got any questions, just throw them our way and we're happy to answer them. I hope everyone has a lovely day today. Enjoy the bank holiday weekend and try and get a bit of sunshine if you can. All right, thank you very much. Bye.